Today, I'm excited to be showcasing to you guys one of the newest and top new construction builders in Central Florida. Known for their exceptional build quality and their stunning interior finishes, they're really raising the bar on these modern homes. Plus, they're currently offering 3% of the purchase price towards your closing cost, as well as a 30-year fixed 4.99% interest rate. And again, that's 30 years fixed. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this one. Okay, welcome in and welcome back everybody. And if you're new here, my name is Dylan Concepcion, a trusted Central Florida real estate advisor. And today we are in Groveland/Mascot, Florida. Mascot is a hidden gem surrounded by growth and opportunity. It's close to cities like Groveland, Clermont, and Minneola. With Clermont being just 15 to 20 minutes away, Clermont offers scenic lakes, dining, and outdoorsy adventures like Lake Louisa State Park. Plus, with exciting developments like Wellness Way and the Olympus Project, the area is set to see new jobs, sports facilities, and more. Mascot offers quiet and peaceful small-town living with access to everything nearby. And next up, being just under 40 minutes away, we have Orlando. Orlando is home to Mickey Mouse and Disney World, as well as other major theme parks, Universal and SeaWorld. Orlando also houses many professional sporting teams, such as the Orlando Magic, the Orlando City, and the Solar Bears. And today we are checking out our builder's M1 model. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and sits just above 1,700 square feet. So with that being said, we're gonna jump straight into the tour. And before we talk about our interior, I wanna briefly speak about our exterior. Not sure if you guys saw, but all homes come with gutters. No matter what tier level you pick on your home, every home in this community is going to come with gutters, and that's huge. If you're new to new construction in Florida, most homes typically don't come with gutters. It's something you do after closing, so it's definitely a pleasant surprise to see in our home. And we'll get it more into the tier systems as we walk throughout the home. So with that being said, let's jump straight into this tour, starting off with our foyer. We will be seeing our standard 6-foot doors and door frames in this home. And in our foyer, we are going to be seeing our tan glossy ceramic tiles. And we get those throughout the entire home. Yes, the entire home. That means we're not going to be seeing carpet in our bedrooms. And I want you guys to understand that this is a huge deal because this is a standard feature. Now, we have 3 tiers of homes in this community. Now, our model is an X tier, which is our biggest and baddest, right? And it goes down to an N, which is our middle of the way, and then our O. And these floors are actually a standard O feature. You'll have an option between the tan glossy ceramic tiles and gray. So let's check out that gray real fast. Now, personally, I am a big fan of those gray glossy tiles, but I do have some love for these tan ones as well. I feel like you can't go any wrong. Now, in this area, you'll see we have the bathroom behind me, and we got 2 bedrooms on each side of me. And you guys are going to see as we walk into bedroom number 1 that the difference between our tier, our O tier, and our X tier truly aren't that great. And we'll get into it as soon as we walk into this room. And in bedroom number 1, we actually get 2 windows, a front facing and a side facing, which is kind of nice because you never see more than just one. Obviously, it's going to bring in more natural light, and all the windows in this house are going to be hurricane resistant, which is a huge plus when you're living in Florida. Obviously, we have our hurricane season, but not only is it good for hurricane season, it's good for your pockets as well, as this looks extremely attractive to an insurance company. And I just want to point out that we do have some blackout blinds here, and that is going to be a Model X feature. So we can pull it back up. That is something that you guys will get in your X, not your N and your O's, but good news for you guys is I actually have the contact for who installs those, so we can get those installed for you guys after closing. And a little tip is it's actually going to be a little bit cheaper than having the builders do it. So that's a huge plus. Behind me is going to be our closet with our bifolds. So we're gonna take a look right now, and I have some explaining to do, so let's take a quick look first. And now we are seeing a California closet, and this is a Model X feature. Now what changes when we go into our N and our O's is our O actually comes as a blank canvas, so you guys can design it yourself. So you save a few bucks on the California closet and you get to design it however you'd like. Now our ends, and I'll throw up a picture of both right now, our ends is going to have our wire racking instead of our wooden shelves, and such little changes for our difference in tiers obviously, which is nice to see. And before we exit our bedroom, just want to show you guys a quick feature of this home. Let me put the mic next to it, give me a sec. So we hear, that's obviously a little bit hollow, that's drywall. Now if we come over here, and I'm going to put the mic up next to it, that is concrete. My knuckles actually hurt from punching that. Now this home is about 95% concrete. We have all concrete walls. Now this home is set to withstand the strongest of hurricanes. And speaking of surviving a hurricane, as we walk up to our bathroom actually doubles down as a panic room. We have something called bathroom pods in this home, where our bathroom is actually installed after the home is constructed. And like I said, it doubles down as a panic room. This room is set to outlast the rest of the home. So not only do we have an entire concrete home, but let's say one of our Florida hurricanes managed to sweep your home away, what would be left is your bathroom. So again, it doubles down as a panic room. We're gonna walk into it and talk about the features. In bathroom number 1, we are going to get our stand-up shower tile that touches our ceiling. And again, guys, these are O-tier features. We're going to get our single vanity sink. And now our cabinet color is actually an N and X upgrade. What we'd see in our O is going to be our white glossy cabinets, which we'll see when we get into our kitchen. And of course, it comes with the slow close. Now we're gonna walk out of our bathroom and walk into our bedroom number 2. Now in bedroom number 2, we are going to see 2 side-facing windows, and I love how they set it up. And we are seeing oversized bedrooms in this home. And before we exit bedroom number 2, real quick guys, we do get our wall outlets for a hangable television, so you always love to see it. Now we're gonna step back into our foyer and continue down the way. Now before we get to the rest of the home, real quick, we have an AC closet behind this, so not much to see. And we have a small coat closet here, so let's take a quick look. And now up next is going to be the rest of the home. So we're going to be checking out our kitchen, our living space, and our dining space. So let's go take a look. And now we don't have a formal dining room, but we do have a small situated space where you could fit a dining table, as you guys can see. And just behind me is going to be our kitchen. And we, again, are walking through an X kitchen. So we're gonna talk about obviously what the O's and the N kitchens look like as well. Starting off with this huge island with breakfast bar. And now what we aren't going to see in our O's and our N kitchens is going to be this waterfall countertop that touches all the way to the floor. What we do get to see in our N kitchen versus our X kitchen is they're very similar. We get the same cabinets, however, we aren't going to see these cabinets in our O kitchen. Another thing we don't see in our O kitchen, but we do see in our N kitchen is going to be this backsplash. So for our N's, our kitchen is very, very similar, and for our O's, the only thing that changes is, you're gonna take a look at it right now, but we get white glossy cabinets as I mentioned earlier in the video. So let's take a look at that O and that N. As we can see in our O kitchen, we are getting that 4-inch upper and no backsplash. And our N kitchen looks very, very similar to our X kitchen. And again, guys, there's not much difference, right? You know, we're seeing very minor cosmetic changes. Our O's is simply just the home that is left customizable. You can come in, add your touches and your spins and make it yours, whereas your N's and your X's have a little bit more updates and those desirables, so that the people who can come in and move into those homes really truly don't have to do anything. Now, what we get in all of our homes, every home, our O's, N's, and X's, is all of our appliances. We get to have our oven stove, our microwave. We do not get a range and hood. What we do get is that, yes ma'am, we get that soft close. And we also get to keep our refrigerator as well, so that is definitely a huge factor. We get to keep our refrigerator in our O's, N's, and X's. We get to see them in all of our tiers, so that's really nice to see, especially when we typically don't see refrigerators coming all too often. Now right here, we are going to have a cute little coffee nook area, a butler's type pantry that leads into our actual pantry, which we love to see. Now we have a door right here, and again guys, we're gonna see some shelving upgrades. That is going to be specifically an X. What we get in our N's is going to be wire shelvings, and what we get in our O's is going to be blank space for you to customize. So let's get a look at those two right now. And connected to our pantry is our laundry room, and you guys are seeing a washer and dryer, and drum roll please. We get the washer and dryer in our N's and our X's. Unfortunately not our O's, but our N's and our X's, we are going to see our washer and dryer, which is huge when you take into account price and what other communities offer. Typically we never see a washer, dryer, or refrigerator included in these new construction homes. So this is a huge plus, guys. Again, I'm really impressed with this builder today, quality and just in terms of everything, I'm really impressed. So we are in our laundry room, and again, we are gonna get this nice granite upper top. We have two wooden shelves right here. Again, in our N's, that turns into wires, and then in our O's, we lose it entirely, and we also lose the shelving right here, which is what we're going to see very shortly. Real quick, I wanna talk about, we have a tankless water heater in this home. Yes, so we get all that space in the garage for the garage. And this right here is going to be our tankless water heater. Some builds will have it in the garage, FYI. Now we are going to take one quick look at this room again and see the differences between our N's and our O's. And then we're gonna take a look at a 2-car garage. So let's go take a look. And as you guys can see, there's a good amount of junk in this garage, which is typically the case with most new constructions, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this bad fella right here. Now this is our electric car charger. Now the only houses that get to keep this are my X's, and no, not my X's, our tier X homes are the only homes that get to keep the car chargers. Our O's and our N's do not get to keep those. So that is definitely a nice feature for my X's out there. And now we are going to step back into our home and walk through our pantry, through our kitchen, and check out our living room now. And again, we'll check out our lanai after that living room, so let's go. We have 3 windows in our living space. We have our 2 rear facing and our side facing, which I'm definitely a big fan of. I love the natural light we get. And another nice feature that we get to see in these homes is going to be a ceiling fan right above our living space, which is always nice to see our ceiling fans in our living rooms, just keeping the area cool. Now, like I said, we are going to check out our lanai. So let's take a look. And you guys probably noticed as soon as we step onto our lanai, it is completely screened in and covered. We also get an outdoor kitchen, which I'm a huge fan of. And there's also a ceiling fan on a lanai as well, so you know it never hurts to have those. But I probably should mention that our covered lanai is actually going to be a Model X upgrade. And easily one of my favorite parts of our location today is this right here. Now, it's a common misconception that in Florida, we're like 100% flat, no hills, no elevation. Now, yes, in some instances it is true, but in our area, Clermont, Groveland, Mascot areas, we typically get a lot more hilly, ventured life. So you're gonna see we have a nice tree line here, and we're watching this beautiful sunset go down. And honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of this location is that we do get a little bit more of that adventurous, hilly life, right? So now we're gonna walk back into our home, and we're gonna check out our master bedroom just this way to my left. And our master bedroom is just right behind me, but before we get into our master, there is going to be a small linen-like closet right here, so we're gonna take a look. And now let's go walk into our master and let's take a look. And now in our master, we are going to be seeing 3 windows as well, 2 rear facing and 1 side facing. That brings in a good amount of natural light. And our windows are of course going to get those blackout curtains, but keep in mind guys, that is going to be a tier X feature only. And like I mentioned earlier guys, we're not seeing any carpet in the bedrooms. All we get in this home is going to be our glossy ceramic tiles. And next up, we are going to check out our master bathroom. But real quick, before we exit our bedroom, I just briefly wanted to talk about this. And I know I mentioned it earlier, we have the hookups for our hangable televisions, but it's a little bit more than that. We have a Cat 9, scratch that, a Cat 6 system. Sorry, I read it upside down. We have a Cat 6 system. And what that is you pretty much gives you the opportunity to hardwire your entire house through your walls, right? So we have our Ethernet hookup right there. So again, this is for my nerds out there, or if you work from home, this is obviously a huge benefit, or if you're someone who just likes to be hardwired and have the best connection to your Wi-Fi at all times, again, your Cat 6 system is going to be a huge benefit for you. So shout out to my nerds. That's a big plus for me though. We're gonna step into our master bathroom now, and allow me to close the door behind me. Just behind our door is going to be our tub, which is kind of hidden. Honestly, the only thing I would do to this tub right here is rip it up, and I would love to see a soaker tub or a lion's claw tub right there. I think it would just tie the bathroom together. It would be the perfect finishing touch. And now we do have an N and an X bathroom set. So again, in our O's, all we're going to see is our white cabinets. We still get the double his and hers vanities, but we get our white glossy cabinets instead of our wood. And continuing through our bathroom, we have our all glass step-in shower enclosure right here. And guys, this feels grand. The only thing I would do to it is add that rainfall shower head. And again, just finishing touches to truly, make this home yours. To the right of me is going to be our water closet. So we're gonna take a quick look now. And we are going to walk into our master closet. And as you guys can see, remember, this is an X closet. We get the wooden shelves. Technical name is a California closet, but again, we only get this in our X tier homes. What we get in our N's is we swap out our wooden shelves for wire shelves. And what we get in our O's is a blank space for you to fully customize and do what you will with your closet. And we just got a comparison between the N's, the O's, the X's, the Y's, the Z's, whatever you guys want to call them. That is going to conclude our home tour for the day. So all that leaves you guys to do is head over to Coach Shi for your numbers breakdown. And guys, you do not want to miss this class. We are going to be talking about insurance, and the insurance in this community is insanely low. So guys, I recommend you truly stay for Coach Contra's class, and I'll catch y'all in the kitchen for the outro. Peace. Welcome back everybody, and thanks for stopping by my class. My name is Coach Contra, and we're gonna jump straight into it today. Starting off with our home value. This home clocks in right at a value of $395, and our community does specialize in spec homes, and we have a bunch of quick move-in. So we're actually seeing a bunch of properties that are being offloaded and having discount and price cuts right now. So you can find this model anywhere trickling in at those high 390s. I've seen it as low as $389. So that is definitely huge. Our HOA is $155 a month, and there's no CDD. And our HOA covers our high-speed fiber optic internet, as well as our cable and the maintenance of common areas. Moving forward, we're gonna jump into our incentives, and our community has some good ones right now. They are currently offering you 3% of the purchase price to go towards your closing costs, and 3% of the purchase price at $395 is roughly going to be around $11,850. And they currently have a special incentive going right now, which is you can secure a 30-year fixed interest rate at 4.99%. So just under that 5% mark, you can secure that for 30 years. And to top it all off, they even offer you a free refinance within the first 24 months if interest rates drop below that. Again, guys, that's a free refinance, so that is massive. And in case you don't understand how big interest rate plays in a role, At 4.99%, our monthly payment for our mortgage is going to be just roughly around $2,873 a month. Whereas with our 7%, we're looking at $3,363. So you can see that we're saving several $100s a month just from lowering our interest rate. And guys, we don't even have to come out of pocket. They already bought it down for you. So that is 3% of the purchase price towards your closing cost, plus that special incentive rate. So guys, it's massive. Now in this community, according to our sales associate, the average insurance for their new homes is $875 a year. Guys, that is massive. For it to be under $1,000, guys, that is massive and saving you so much money. And before I jump into our loan options, I just want to make it known that I am not a lender. All the numbers I bring to you guys are for educational purposes only, and they're all subject to change. So don't go attacking no sales rep saying, oh, but Coach She said, guys, all these numbers are subject to change and are for educational purposes only. So if you want the most up-to-date information, make sure to reach out to me or Dylan, and we got y'all. So jumping forward, we are going to move into our loan options, starting off with Reliable, our FHA at 3.5% down. We are looking at a down payment of $13,825 with a credit score of 580 to qualify. Jumping forward, we're going to move into our conventional, and the most common down payments we see are 3, 5, and 10%. So at 3%, we're looking at a down payment of $11,850. At 5%, a down payment of $19,750, and at 10%, $39,500 with a credit score of 620 to qualify. And I'm frequently asked, what's the difference between FHA and conventional? If I can pay 3%, why would I pay 3.5, 5, 10? And it's super simple. If you're looking at a 10% down payment, it's typically because you are my second-time home acquirers, and my second-time home buyers typically look at higher down payments when you're going into that second home, whether it be your next primary residence or an investment property. We are looking at a higher down payment. Now, as far as the biggest difference between FHA and conventional, it's going to be that PMI, our primary mortgage insurance, which is typically a few $100 extra every month on top of your mortgage. Where in the big difference is that with an FHA loan, that PMI is going to be there the entire duration of that loan, so the whole 30 years, whereas with conventional, it drops off once you own 20% equity in the home. But guys, it's okay. If you need to go FHA for credit purposes or down payment purposes, it's all good, I got you. You're actually able to refinance out of your FHA once you hit that 20% mark and have that PMI completely taken off, saving you several $100s a month. So quick little tips for you guys. Now moving forward, we are going to talk about a USDA loan, 100% financing. Now USDA loans, they have guidelines and requirements that you have to meet to get approved. So it can be a little tricky, but it's always something that's worth taking a shot. So that is going to be a 100% financing loan with a credit score of 640 to qualify. Moving forward into our next loan is going to be our VA. So shout out to all my veterans out there. We truly do appreciate it. And the VA appreciates it so much that they hook it up with a 100% financing loan that is a big whopping $0 down. Just like our USDA loan, that is going to be a 100% financing loan. So all my veterans are required to bring to the closing table is going to be their closing costs, right? Speaking of closing costs, that's the next thing we're jumping into. And I typically calculate closing costs at a rule of thumb of 4%. Now on average, closing costs is typically about 3% of the home's purchase price. So I calculated at 4 to make sure, I'm giving you guys some wiggle room. So when you get to the closing table, chances are it could be lower. At a 4%, our closing costs are going to be $15,800. And that is my final segment of the day. So thanks for stopping by, and back to you, Dylan. Thank you, Coach She. We appreciate you as always. And as you guys can see, we are back in the kitchen. As a final recap, we were in Groveland/Mascot, Florida, checking out our builder's M1. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and sits right at 1776 square feet. And this is usually the point in the video where I take a quick second to say thank you to all the lovely folks who have supported my channel and shown love this far. I truly do appreciate it, and the support is overwhelming. And if you haven't heard me say it yet, my name is Dylan Concepcion, a trusted Central Florida real estate advisor, and I go all over Central Florida to our new construction communities and homes, so you guys don't have to. So if you found any value in today's video or my previous content, you should 1, consider hitting that like button because it is free and it helps my channel go a long way. But 2, it also keeps you guys in the loop so you aren't missing any opportunities similar to this one. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.